Welcome, everybody. This is Crisis 169 coming to you live with the power of Spectrum Internet. With my computer, I'm here to get on with it. Now, we're going over a 5 year, this is the 6 year review of the eighth generation. What has happened in the last 6.5 or because seventh year reunion is coming up for both consoles here in November. And I thought, every year I do one, try to do one at least. I just want I'm gonna go a little more in depth on uh, what really what brought us to this forefront of what we're doing and where Xbox is going. Then I'll talk to you about what we think Xbox and PlayStation are going with the next gen consoles. Now let's all take back to the wonderful year 2013. Time machine's bound. 2013, you put in thing, press go. Now we're back to 2013. Hello, this is Barks 2013. Sorry, 2013. Anyway, though, we just found out that the Xbox One required, 24 hours support practically. We found out that all games are glorified installation discs. We found out that it's monitoring you every step of the way. If you ain't plugged in 24 hours, the system won't turn on. It'll turn on, but it'll be a glorified Blu-ray player, nothing more. We found about that. We found about that, and overnight, the gaming community, you know, Mighty Morphin Ranger themselves into Rangers, and practically threatened to firebomb, Microsoft and burn, Xbox to the ground. Not really threatening to firebomb, you know what I mean? And of course, the whole battle began. What they called the Xbox 180, Xbox 720, Xbox, DRM machine, Xbox slash PC machine. And of course, a lot of names came out of it. I'm talking Xbox first because Xbox is the most, notorious console of this eighth gen console. It doesn't matter what happened. We can land on Mars and people, in 2013, Xbox had that DRM crap. It's just that damn weird because Xbox was known as a game, as a console gamers brand. Where the Wii told the hardcore gamers, us, 20% of us, just go on somewhere else. We don't need you anymore. We're gonna be kitty centric, and worry about Mario and SpongeBob. Now with the Wii U came out, it totally bombed. Now with the Switch are finally getting people back. So you see a whole 180 from Nintendo. But this is way before that. The Wii U was pretty much coming out. It was out like a year or two before, a year before both consoles came out. It was still floundering. It was dead. It was dying. It was a life support when it first came out. It was almost DOA when it came out. But I don't own a Wii U. I don't own a Switch. I know. I don't even own a Wii, so I can't know much about that. My last console I had was a GameCube, so I can't discuss the seventh, eighth gen with that system because I did not have that system. The only thing I have a PlayStation 4 base model, and now I have a One X that I got for Christmas in 2017. I'm talking about the Xbox One base model that I bought. I bought it without Kinect about 8 months, 9 months after it came out because they dropped a lot of the garbage including Kinect, and I bought it of $399. My friend bought there for $499 and got kind of mad when not even 6 months or 9.5 years later, boom, they dropped it down to $399 and got rid of Kinect. But whatever, it is what it is. If you don't wait, no, and if you don't wait things like that, you can't blame anybody but yourself. Now, what happened with Microsoft in the whole time? Microsoft, Don, I can't remember the guy's name, Don, call him Don. Don the Destructor, like, Gozer the Destructor. Don decided to make everything about TV, television, football, grab ass, stuff like that. Instead of worrying about, the fun ton of games. How's this? This is games. If you don't like it, I don't give a shit. This is playing games to me. It sounds silly, but whatever. Controller. Controls work wonders. And they wanted to go the route of the motion controls like Nintendo had. I'm sorry. I made the comment a long time ago on Facebook. I'm not gonna be dancing around like I'm having a seizure because I have to play my game. No, it didn't work on 360. It sure hell didn't work on the Xbox One. People use it only for Xbox on and off, or I know Xbox record that, and that's fine. That's cool. You can do it now with the headset now through Katana, and I've heard Xbox maybe dropping that too anyway. So what's the point of having it on there? But I don't know for sure. They might not carry it over to the Xbox Scarlet. I've heard rumors they may not. They may try again with the Kinect, but make it what Sony did, an add-on option where I bought one at Best Buy for $60 and put it on my PlayStation 4, and I just can do Ustream and whatever, YouTube Live, whatever. I can record my games to it and have live sessions. But here what happened with the E3. Okay, I know I watched it from beginning to end, and all I saw was not Wheel Fortune, but Price is Right, Grab Ass Football, a guy hand in his pocket with a clicker, obviously. I'm not stupid. I watch everything because I'm a consumer. I like to see what I'm going to buy. And when I found out it required 24-hour online, required all games pretty much glorified installation disk, when it did nothing more than just make games look weaker and more weaker to the PS4 base model that's not that much powerful than the Xbox One, but had a little bit extra to it because it didn't have a damn camera, shut up his ass, and thrown at you. People went to the PS4. A lot of 360 fanboys. And I know a few of my friends are 360 fanboys. Xbox haircut, Xbox pillow, Xbox blanket. Picture of freaking, Bill Gates on the wall. They're beating off to every damn day to them because it sounds sick and disgusting. But these people were Xbox fanatics, and they love Xbox fanatics, and they love Xbox. They freaking slobbered all over their Xbox floor probably. It's just when they realized that was it, they woke up and went and pre-ordered a PS4. I was like, oh my God, the end time, we're in the end times now. I'll really freak out, I'll freak out, run around saying, the end is nigh, because these people were diehard Xbox fans who never bought PlayStation products. They had a PSP one time and they sold it to a friend of theirs because they didn't want it and they didn't like Sony for whatever reason. I don't know for sure. But now they're playing. Now they pre-ordered a PS4 because the Xbox One tells them, fuck you, pretty much, fuck you. You're gonna be have our hand, up your ass. We're gonna be fisting you, forcing you to check in every 24 hours, forcing you to have all this bullshit, DRM policies, forcing you. And these people had friends who were literally the Xbox Defense Force defending their decision why this shit happened. Yes, this video is going to be a little long, so it's how it's going to be. And, and I'm like, I understand why people defend it. People are sucking on the damn slob knob of Xbox, not thinking that they're getting, effed in the ass as well. And they like, I'll have another load there. And all they cared about was a piece of plastic they sit there and rub. And now when they finally had Adam Wolf said hashtag deal with it and blah, blah, blah. And he got fired me about 6 months after that. And the sales from Amazon were like, 95-5. Amazon was literally giving updates every week, or every week I think it was, of the PS4 pre-orders, Xbox pre-orders. For every 5 sold or pre-ordered for Xbox, 95 were being pre-ordered for PS4. So much so that when Xbox One launched, you couldn't find a PS4 anywhere. I mean, I got lucky and got the base model at Best Buy. Because I got off work early and a friend told me, hey, there's some over there. There's some arriving later on. It's like a damn freaking, like Raiders Lost Ark. Like I found the cup of Christ to drink out of. I'm going to drink it and have it in her life. But it's a PS4. It's like, damn, people getting fist fights over the damn thing. People getting on the newscast getting shot in Chicago Walmarts for a PS4 because the kid wants a PS4. People selling them, getting them. and sell them on eBay for astronomical amounts of money. Those douchebags. $500,000, $800,000, and people like just take the money and throw it at the computer practically because they want their kid to have it, or they want to have it, not realizing that more is coming. But then again, it's called common sense. Same with the Wii, and same thing even with the Switch for a while now. But Xbox decided to turn the ship on its up and off its side and try to recover. And as follows, they got rid of all the 24-hour DRM crap. They got rid of all their issues with not playing used games. Sony toyed with the idea of not letting used games on their consoles, trading them in. If it was a PS4 only exclusive title, you could trade it to a friend or to GameStop or whatever. But if it ain't like EA or Activision, you'll not be allowed to. It's up to the publisher. And I read this the same time I read the Xbox. And I was kind of upset. I go, well, why? This is kind of, we're on the radar. We're hoisting Sony on a pedestal and carrying them around saying we won, but we don't understand that they're doing the same thing too, practically, just a lot smaller and not as that kind of thing, not the big old fist. You know what I mean? They weren't just trying to shove it all in there at one time. They were doing the finger and poking, trying to see. I made comments. Then my friends who are Sony people, they made comments. Then people start thinking, you know what? Both companies are trying to screw us, and that's how it is. You can't trust these companies. So anyway, though, so Sony said, yeah, they're toying the idea. But when they saw the happiness that Xbox was getting on this side, all the fire, brimstone, and pitchforks and flames, and light the son of a bitch on fire practically, and kind of thing they know that the fans are calling for, they realize, you know what, we need to turn that thing off there and not worry about that anymore. and they're like, oh no, we're not going to do anything with used games. Used games are yay, and everybody Sony, and then Sony went off to become the greatest thing since sliced bread, since PS2 right now. So what has happened in the last 6 years outside of the story of Xbox, PlayStation, and both of them having almost identical plans, but Sony doing it to block used games from other publishers, but not their own. And Xbox across the board, doesn't matter if it's on Xbox only or not. At time only on Xbox. I think both companies realize that the 20% people or gamers are not stupid. We are not stupid. We're not ATM to dole out money to you every time. And they realize that. And they got the fact that the console, that the Xbox One was practically a DRM nightmare and was going to be hard to even sell to anybody who didn't have good internet access. And Sony, was not a knight in shining armor on this. We portrayed them as that because they didn't have all the bullshit that Microsoft had. They had no used games, no third-party used games. Only their games and their console. It'd be like, of course, it'd be like the same. It's like the same thing as Super Nintendo. You can't pop on a Sega Genesis game into Super Nintendo. It won't work. It ain't the same thing, but say it was. Now you have Retron 5, and you can do that. But on the Xbox and PlayStation, you couldn't tap into the Xbox game and put it on the console. Now, with 3DO kind of logic, it would have been. But that video for another time. I'll make that video sometime about 3DO and how they wanted to be a third party and to be the main console that all gaming companies will just create games for. But that's another discussion for another time. Maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, I want to gather more information and write notes down, and I'm on a computer and read them back to you. I'll have more information on that. But that's something right now I'm not going to worry about. But going back to it though, Sony wanted to block the used games on third-party developers, Activision, EA, Crystal Dynamics, you name it. If it was it was published by a only on PlayStation developer, then know, you can go nuts, have at it, trade all you want, but you couldn't trade it to a friend on a third party. What I've heard, what I've read. Now it could have been maybe if you trade it to a friend, that's fine. But then again, that way you can't trade it into a game store. So I think it was kind of misconstrued. But it could have meant maybe you couldn't trade it to another friend and then borrow it and put it on their PS4 because it won't detect. And how will it detect it's a used game or not? So I don't know. I don't know the certain codes on the PlayStation disc because it's all Blu-ray on Xbox Two as well, where they'll read it and realize if it's been copied already. If it's been copied once already, it will deny it and exit out. I don't know. That's a rumor I've heard on these forums a long time ago, about 2013, was that and people ask how will the Xbox One know it's a used game, and somebody who's kind of a programmer or genius and an engineer talked about how he thinks that when you buy a new game, it's a code that is only unlocked or broken, like a seal is broken. When you pop it into your Xbox One, it reads the disc, it breaks that seal, that magnetic seal, and allows it to go onto your console. Um, and that's one idea. The other idea was that it has to download it to the cloud or from the server. If that's the case, then it makes sense. How would it not be able to play used games? And it could be a magnetic seal or whatever like that, or like a patch or whatever. That it's almost like a key. It's almost like this key, the key IDs in PCs. You have to open it up. The case is a number. You put it in, and unlocks the game for you. Without that, the game just sits there and doesn't do nothing. And that could be what it was. And one gentleman who was an engineer talked about that could have been what it was, where Sony and Microsoft were doing that with their games. That if any, for Sony's part, third-party games would be locked. You probably paid a fee probably to unlock it, maybe. And Xbox across the board, all used games were blocked. But I do believe, and I know this, when Sony heard the shitstorm the Xbox is getting, they reversed all of it and said, hey, we're good people now. We're going to not have any problems. And, of course, they went off and sold, almost 100 million consoles so far right now. And Xbox sitting around 45, maybe 50 million somebody last checked. That's still a good number. But what came of it? What came of it was the 180, Xbox 180. Xbox changed all their arguments, all their features. They told what, a week later, 2 weeks later, week later, they said we're reversing all our decisions. All of our decisions were bad. We're sorry. Okay, and people forgave them. Yeah, Xbox, whatever, pyro and confetti off in the air. But they said that all the Xboxes that people pre-ordered, and even the ones that came out anyway, still had that DRM stuff on it because it was programmed into the the hardware itself, into the software and the system, hardware itself. And they even said, and I read this, to unlock it, to get rid of it, you have to do what they call a day one update to unlock everything that we did. So it'll act just like a normal console. You still have to download games to your hard drive. Of course, that's somewhat of a DRM thing, but that's how PS3 did, and everybody lost their minds back then. Now it's normal. So go figure. And they said it would happen. Now later, the one I bought didn't have an update. They went update to it because about 9 months later, they already went ahead and deactivated that garbage and probably already added the firmware update already to the system. So all I had to do was just an update for the latest Xbox One controller and to update the fact that it's connectless version, so it didn't have any problems. And it worked fine because I had no connect with mine. And it was a great system. I liked it. I bought games. I bought a Dead Rising 3. I bought Titanfall, and I bought Rise Son of Rome. And I bought a new headset. And I played the shit out of that Dead Rising and Titanfall. Rise, Southern Rome ain't too bad. I might try to get on Game Pass, but nothing really major from there. It was a good game, but it wasn't as great as I thought it'd be. Now going over the PlayStation side, after the Xbox changed their minds, they released the One S. That is a pretty much what they should have released. The first place was the One S anyway. The One S with Connect or without Connect is a 2K to 4K gaming, high dynamic range. 2016. 3 years later, they released a Xbox One S that does a 1080p to 4K upscaling, a checkerboard rendering, upscaling. Then in 2017, they came out with a Xbox One X, that I got that same year's Christmas. Now, I wanted a Pro, PS4 Pro, but I got a One X, so I can't say I was born under a bad sign that I got a console that's hell. My 1080p TV looks great on it, and games look damn phenomenal. It's just it pushes the power like you wouldn't believe. So I play a lot of games. Now I can't play 4K movies on it. I can play Blu-ray, but not 4K because it won't read it. It'll say something error or whatever. It won't read it. But most movies I've had, are duals. Some movies I've seen are dual 4K and Blu-ray. I just usually watch the Blu-ray version. And my dad at home his house has a 4K player. I give him the 4K movie, except horror movies. He don't like horror movies. So then they came out with that, and now here we're at. And going on the Xbox side, PS4 side of things, they rode a very bad wave with PS3. PS3 was not very great the first couple years. First half of its life cycle was like 8 years, 10 years. First 5 or 4 years of that system's lifespan, it was terrible. I had a PS3. I didn't buy a $700 one. I bought a $399. I bought a $300 one. Without the back compatibility of PS2. And I bought a 360. Played 360 a lot more. But until the last couple years, Sony, nudged out the last year and won that generation, and they rode the wave success currently at being number one, with Xbox being number two, with Switch is almost going to hit number two, and then it may knock down Xbox down to number three. I've heard. With that situation, and with what was going on with the PS3, the PS4 decided to turn on the light bulbs. You know what? We're going to go back to making games. We're going to make a damn good hardware, some damn good games, not do anything stupid like we did last time. And they did. And they made a great console, great games. They had issues, of course, with some of the issues. Once again, not allowing gamers, to change their gamer tags or IDs, not having, allowed, third party support on their hard drives. Yes, you can go out and go buy a hard drive, put it in your PS4, and get like a 1-2 terabyte hard drive. But you had to download the update and reinstall the system in there again. And I heard for a time that Sony was doing that themselves. That you go to a PlayStation, you go to a Sony store or send it to PlayStation, they could do it for you. But for a fee, I've heard. No, I kept my 500 gigabyte one. But they updated it where you're allowed to plug in an external hard drive, where Xbox was doing anyway since day one anyway. Practically day one. But not so much Sony. And Sony has been chipping away at their problems a little bit, chipping away at their issues. Having problems with certain Sony products that I bought, that headsets, that wouldn't work on the PS4 right away. Took a little while to update it. That's problems I had with them. The games were phenomenal. All of them were. Horizon Zero Dawn and Infamous Second Son, and it just, I can go on for hours. they had exclusives, and the system was selling itself practically. Open the door and see PS4 people run after it, like a bunch of zombies. Says no, says saying brains, they're saying PS4s, and grabbing it and running home playing it. And even to this day, PS4 is still selling pretty well. And the issue I had with the PS4 um, was not anything outside of what was done. Anything difficult, anything not really bad. It was just you had a console like the PS4 that spoke to people. You had a company like Sony saying, "You know what? We understand what the gamers are saying. We're going to give them the best damn bang for the buck, and we'll release a PS4 Slim that kind of replace the base PS4 like I have, and now has HDR built into it. So technically, if you have an HDR TV, not 4K or 4K, doesn't matter. Your games look high dynamic range, look a little better. I've been thinking about the idea, about upgrading to the Slim. I wanted the Pro, but I could probably get a Slim real cheap, probably. Get a Slim real cheap. I have 1 TB system, a little smaller than the PS4 itself. I could probably do that. I thought about doing that. Because it's supposed to be a little bit faster too. They say it's a little bit faster with the HDR installed in it. They say it's a little bit faster. If not, and a friend of mine has one than the base PS4. Maybe 20% faster, 10% faster. The base PS4, just like PS4, Xbox One S was about 20% faster than the base Xbox. But that had 4K in it and stuff though, so I can see that being a little more faster. Now, even if it's 10% faster than the base PS4, the Slim is, I wouldn't mind. All I'm gonna do is play probably Days Gone anyway with it, and another game to come out for it. But what I'm trying to say, guys, is this: you've seen two parallels: Xbox and Microsoft, Sony and PlayStation, and people were picking their sides. The war's been going on for a long time. The war started, ended in 2013. And the refugee camps, what I call Xbox YouTube channels, have been getting so many people in there trying to rally against the console that didn't care about them in day one. And Sony wasn't no shining light either. So with the PS4 having issues with non-gamer tags and updating their party from I think 8 to 16, like they did, and I was on the PS4 recently, and they did. 16 players in there now instead of 8. I think it's only 12 for Xbox now. What I'm trying to say is, guys, is both consoles are trying to get your dollar bill. And with the PS5 and Scarlet coming out, we have an idea what the PS5 might look like. No idea what Scarlet's going to look like. And with the Resonance 2 or Resonance 5, whatever 7 processor that they're using, and the guaranteed no load times at all, we're going to look back on this and say, you know what? The 8th generation was weird, but it wasn't terrible. And I look back on it realizing that I had some real good experiences on both consoles. Yes, I think the 7th gen was probably the best one of all time. I met a lot of friends on Xbox, a lot of friends on PlayStation 3 and 360. I played the hell out of Halo 3, the hell out of Gears of War 2, played the hell out of Infamous 1 and Infamous 2. Had a lot of fun on the Resistance Fall Man online. We had a lot of fun on Call of Duty and all these games and stuff we had. But there's a time to say goodbye. And yes, it'll be another cycle year before these consoles come up. But if you are looking into to get a PS4 Pro or an Xbox One X, hey, do it. Because yes, the new console's going to be out next year, but PlayStation says no, greatness awaits. And to me, it was already there since the PS1, PS2 era. To me, greatness was there when they went, when they launched the first PlayStation 1 or PSX in '95. Me personally, I have a big, deep love for PlayStation and a really semi love but big like for Xbox. I loved the Dreamcast tremendously, but both consoles, put an end to that because of the better hardware back then. I feel that, and looking towards the future, is that Xbox, PlayStation are going to continue on. Well, GameStop survives or not is not important to me. Well, not to me. I don't work there. If you do, I would probably get your resume updated and probably put them off different resume, different companies, maybe Walmart, whatever, Home Depot, Lowe's, whatever like that. Get out of there because eventually, you're gonna go to your store and have a closed sign sitting there. If you're not, up to date or kept in the loop, what's going on with your store and your company. A lot of people were not when they found out 200 stores were closing from GameStop. But yeah, guys, that's really about what I'm looking at is the future. And with the console as a whole, if you had a graph here and a line in the middle, you can see, if I had a graph line, you see both consoles are going to be pretty beefy. And it's going to be about the software. The hardware is going to be almost identical. Xbox a little more powerful, PS4 5 a little more powerful, both same power. Who cares? About the games and what kind of crap they throw on it. The Kinect or the PlayStation Move or PlayStation the PlayStation camera thing, the Xbox virtual reality thing. What the hell they're gonna do with this system? These systems coming up. We'll find out. And then I'll gladly report you any news I see in the forefront. But right now, there's no DRM craze. There's no nutty Xbox PlayStation guys saying we're going to DRM everything, make everything glorified installation disc. No, we're doing it now anyway. With the advent of digital streaming, you're locking your games to your console anyway. It went up like about I think 50% from 2013 to now. That digital games have now taken over practically. But you can still buy physical games. GameStop will still be around. Both the new consoles, Scarlet and PS5, are still going to take disc drives, so they can still be around. And if the PS4, with what they've been saying, reading online, quotations, once again, quotations, rumors, that if the PS5 is back compatible from all the games on PlayStation's history, off the disc, on disc, whatever, from 1, 2, 3, and of course 4, that can put the nail finally in Xbox to make them, we're going to go ahead and make our Xbox app and just put them on everything. That could be. I'm not saying it's going to be, but if Sony decides, we're going to go ahead and go completely balls to the wall and go crazy, some weird thing. When we've been smoking and drinking some weird shit, we're going to decide to go ahead and put it on where all developers, your games will work off the disc on PS2, 3, 1, 4, and and now it'd be pretty much the end of the end of Xbox right then and there, because Xbox wouldn't. They'll have to get every library of game they have from 360 and the one, and they get maybe 20% if they're lucky. And I don't even know it's possible if Sony can even do all that either. But we'll find out here in the next couple months. And by January to I think April and May, we'll really have an idea of what both consoles will have by backwards compatibility, by series power, the games. The controllers will work on both consoles. The old ones will work on the old one. The Xbox One and PS4 will work on the next gen consoles. But they'll probably give you a new controller anyway. Probably beefier. For all I know, for all you know, you might go out and buy a Elite controller and have an Xbox Scarlet, and it be packed in with a Elite controller already in. You never know. So that's why I thought the Xbox One X was going to have a Elite controller or semi-Elite controller. It didn't. It had an updated one compared to the original Xbox One. A lot more, a lot more responsive, a lot more precise. because I've been playing it for a while and I can tell. Um, but that will be seen. You know, back compatibility, what controllers are going to have, and the price is going to be probably around 500 plus for both of them. It's like, it's like $600 for both of them. I can see people buying PS4 Pros and Xbox One X's for a while longer until it goes down in price. And yes, once you get the PS5 and Xbox Scarlet, you'll probably give Johnny or your niece or whatever, the PS4 Pro or the Xbox One X and put it in their room or, their bedroom, their house, and they'll be happy as, pigs rolling around and shit. Because they'll have a console they can play on games. Well, mine would do if they have the same console, same Xbox, or you have PS4 or whatever you have, PS5. So I can see that happening. People buying the current gen or the old gen consoles for a while longer. If the Xbox is going to be $500, $600, if PS5 can be $500, $600, people might wait a little bit until maybe a year to get the fully transition of all the bugs out of it and see what really comes of it. And that's usually how it happens with new consoles. You wait about a year, then Black Friday next year, cha-ching, that's when you get like, $100, $200 cheaper. And when Xbox and Sony Microsoft start fighting like animals trying to get you to buy their console. I had a friend one time, this little story I want to tell you, here. I had a friend one time, who went to New York, and they had the PlayStation 2, and they had the Sega Dreamcast. Not far from each other. And a representative from Sega was there, and a representative of Sony was there. Just people with the shirts on. Little badge that says Sony and Sega. No, he looked at both consoles. He played Genesis for a while at his cousin's house. Liked PlayStation 1. See what he went to, he went over there and picked up PlayStation 2. The Sony guys were like, yay. Sega guys were like, He went over and bought a Sega Dreamcast as well, too. And bought some games for it and went and told me, he loved both of them. But, he watched DVDs on PS2 at the time, but played a lot of good games on his Dreamcast. And it kind of funny to me that he did not care about stereotypical gamers. All he cared about was playing games. And my friend, same way. They bought an Xbox One, and then he bought a PS4. Came out, both of them. The day it pre-ordered. And didn't really care about how it looked. Just bought both consoles for himself. Now he let his son play the PS4 or Xbox a little more or whatever, but that kind of story I tell you there, that makes sense. That it doesn't matter who you are. You can be that same guy buying that Xbox and that PlayStation because you want to have good games on both consoles. To me, that's why I own both consoles, because I want to have good experiences on PlayStation as well as on Xbox. This war got to end. Stupid Xbox is better crap, PlayStation is better crap needs to end. Just buy both consoles and like it. Take off the PlayStation buzz cut with the PlayStation emblem and the Xbox emblem in your hair. Don't paint yourself green or blue with PlayStation color or Xbox color. Just be yourself. And I think next generation gamers are going to realize that, hopefully going forward, that both consoles are about the same. It's all based upon the experiences you get from it and what you put into it. You buy a game like Knack. Knack should have been a pack-in game. Fun game, but it should have been a pack-in game. Games on the Xbox are kind of few and far between, but Sea of Thieves, it should have been a pack-in game. It should have been a free downloadable game when it came out. One time it came out, whenever it came out. It doesn't bother me because I played both of them. I didn't play Sea of Thieves that much at all because I knew what I was getting. But I played State of Decay 2 and games like that, and Crackdown 3. So I knew what the Xbox had. But I still play them. I still play Crackdown 3, stuff like that. I have no problem with it. But it just depends on what your friends play on and how you feel about both consoles. So if you're in doubt, just buy both of them. Don't care what people say. You're a gamer. You're not a fanboy. A gamer is somebody who plays games. Fanboy is somebody who runs across the battlefield for companies that they don't even know they exist. because their money's already changed hand. They don't care about you. So that's why I buy both consoles and I don't care. Yes, PS4 has been sitting dormant for a while because I haven't played much games on it except God of War and Spider-Man. So, I need to get Days Gone. Eventually, I'll get Days Gone and play it. And I'm waiting for a Black Friday sale. I can pick it up real cheap, and I'll play it. And I'll buy it brand new, real cheap. But yeah, guys, that's my video. Started being kind of long. History of this console. Next, I'll talk about the 3DO next time. Peace, love, once again. If you can comment below, while you're down there, turn notifications on, ring that bell, thumb up, thumb down. And my gamer tag is Crisis169 on PlayStation Network and Xbox Live. So, if I'm not on PlayStation, I'm definitely on Xbox. But on the Xbox, I'm on PlayStation. If I'm not on both of them, I'm probably sick or at work. So, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.